What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, Canelo Alvarez. And I know Canelo Alvarez fans love to make excuses for him. You know, the diehards anyway, the delusional ones, okay? They like to make excuses for him. But you guys don't have a leg to stand on. You know, this man is saying he doesn't see anything that Benavides brings to the table except for 25 extra pounds. So he basically says if they want to make this fight, then somebody's going to have to pay him $200 million, $150 million the least. And it says he wants $200 million to fight against Benavides. Okay, he's fighting Jaime Munguia. Why doesn't he need $200 million to fight him? And like, are you really trying to tell us that you think Munguia is better than David Benavides? Are you really trying to tell us that he's a bigger threat than David Benavides? I mean, are you kidding me? And people continue to make excuses for Canelo. Now, there are people getting on his ass because they're like, Canelo, come on, man, what are you doing? I mean, I heard Canelo fans saying, and I says, because I'm saying, well, I thought he said he don't want to fight another Mexican. Well, Munguia is part Mexican. Like, wow, you guys are so simple-minded, man. Like, this is crazy. See, this is what I don't like. And I point these things out. Only dishonest people will support a dishonest person when clearly they're lying and being dishonest. You can't sit here and tell me with any logical explanation other than he's scared to fight David Benavides. I don't want to hear no fucking, oh, he's just trying to let the fight build up. No, Canelo, nobody's getting any younger. And at Canelo's age right now, people have been saying he's in his prime, and okay, cool. You don't think that it's a stupid fight when someone is like 8 to 10 years younger than you and you're just going to keep waiting and wait? No. For what? You guys realize that David Benavides has been the mandatory for 3 freaking years. And let's not forget, was it last month when they said, like right at either the beginning of this month or right towards the end of February, where we got the post saying that Canelo Alvarez will be stripped, and if he doesn't in March, if he doesn't fight Benavides. Today's the 22nd. Now they're saying, well, he has until September. That's 6 months from now. So you mean to tell me you can be a mandatory for years? You see, this is my point. And look, Mauricio Suleiman clearly shows favoritism towards Canelo. That's why he selects who he wants. This franchise championship bullshit. Oh, he requested it. Okay, he requested it, no problem. You also told him you wanted him to be, just like you told Lomachenko. They requested it through you accepting it, do you offering it and letting them know you wanted them to be your franchise champion, right? You showed Tyson Fury favoritism. You said you feel sorry for Tyson Fury because he's a victim of the times and these guys don't want to fight him, which we know is complete bullshit. So they're doing nothing but extending time. See, and I don't like favoritism. And this is why I don't care for this bullshit franchise championship and none of this other nonsense. So, for Canelo to make every excuse to not fight Benavides, and people act like they don't see this shit. Here's the thing. This is the reason. Now, for all you talk about, oh, but Jaime Munguia is half Mexican. Let me tell you what Canelo is going to say should he win this fight, and more than likely he will. But this is exactly what he's going to say. Well, I want to, shut people's mouth saying I scared to fight Mexican. He's a Mexican. No. When Canelo said he doesn't want to fight Mexicans because he's a Mexican, he was indirectly talking about David Benavides. There's no excuse. 200 million. You don't need 200 million to fight Jaime Munguia, right? And then for people saying that, oh, well, the Saudis could pay that. This fight isn't worth 200 million. This fight won't do the numbers that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd did. This fight won't do the numbers that Mayweather and McGregor did. It's not. This fight won't do those numbers. And you got to also remember too, Floyd was a guy people wanted to see him lose so bad. It don't matter who Floyd fought. Floyd was going to do good numbers, and Floyd, especially when it comes to like pay-per-view and shit, like a big fight, you got to understand. Pacquiao got 100 million out of that fight. McGregor got 100 million, maybe 100, maybe they both got a little more than 100, maybe 20, 120, whatever. But Floyd made 300 million against McGregor and 200 against Pacquiao. But you got to understand, the point is, the money was there, the interest was there. It's not the same interest. Boxing doesn't even have the same interest right now. That fight is not worth them paying 200 million to Canelo. That would be just them just to have. They say we got the fight, and they got the money, but that fight isn't worth no 200 fucking million dollars, man. Okay, and you got to also understand. Like people tried to say, oh, but Floyd asked for 200 million. No, Floyd asked for 200 million for a deal with Showtime. He pitched it to HBO first. They didn't have to give it to him. They could have said, nah, Floyd, I mean, we don't think you're worth 200 million, but they found him to be worth 200 million. And so he got his deal. In terms of the fight, Floyd was making like $32 million a fight or whatever, And so you got to understand something. The interest has to be there. Not just a fighter saying, I want this, I want that. So even when HBO is saying they're not going to give Floyd $200 million, that's ridiculous, but they did. Okay, so his stock went way up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody's offering Canelo no 200 million. Nobody, you see his star power's not there. And you got to also remember, Canelo got his ass whooped by Floyd too. So you understand what I mean? Floyd kept proving people wrong and fighting and fighting and fighting. And then Floyd said, okay, I'm getting older now. I know when I want to retire. Now I'm going to make my exit strategy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, Floyd had been talking about, they'd have been saying, oh, why don't you fight Sean Porter? And he going, oh, well, I'm a black fighter, man. I'm a black man, so black American. I don't want to fight other black Americans. Imagine that stupid-ass excuse. And you see the thing about it, man, is bottom line. Canelo has been doing nothing but making excuses. He's flat out scared to fight Benavides. Oh, I'll accept the fight from Jermell Charlo or make an offer to a smaller Jermell Charlo, but I don't want to fight David Benavides. I went all the way up to 175 and had 2 fights. And I won the first one. I beat Kovalev. I lost to Bivol. Okay. Now Benavides is saying that he's going to 175 because there's nothing. They still have David Morrell at 168, but the point is with Benavides, they're trying to they want the money fights, but they know they got to have that signature fight to really get to the type of money that they want. You understand what I mean? And every fighter should want that, but they're going to 175. If Benavides can hold his own at 175, we already know the 2 big fights at 175. And pretty much it's not going to be the same as the Canelo money. Now look at Bivol, who destroyed Canelo, but guess what? He's not making that type of money. He didn't become the face of boxing. He didn't become this, super popular boxer because he beat Canelo. No. Oh, well, he only won because Canelo was too small. Every excuse. So that's where he's going to have to go. Now, should he fight either one of them and win? And then decide, okay, he wants to come back to 168. Who is he coming back to 168 for? Do you understand what I'm saying? And if Canelo decides to try to go up to try to, show out and fight a lesser guy at 175, what does that tell you as well? See, we already know what the deal is. And this is why Mauricio Suleiman stuck his nose in and said he won't allow this fight because, like I said, he's the WBC president. he gets heat all the time. He's used to it. He don't care. That is part of the protection plan for Canelo. Let them blame me instead of Canelo. It's my fault that the fight won't happen because Bivol, he's Russian. And what does he have to do? What does that have to do with anything? Because of the war, and he wants to know that Bivol doesn't support the war. And stop this bullshit. All you motherfuckers are crooked as fuck, man. And all of a sudden now, you want to so-called display more what you feel to be moral values. No, that's all to protect Canelo. And you notice Canelo was silent through this whole shit. And if you was to say something to Canelo, what are you going to say? Hey, man, that's Mauricio. I can't change his decision. No. If you want something bad enough, you make it known, right? Just like when he wanted the Floyd fight. He had no problem with expressing that. Okay, then. So this Jaime Munguia fight, I told you guys, man, Canelo's the type. Look, certain fighters, you can't support the event. If you want to send a message to them, the event has to fail. They have to go, what the fuck? Nobody's buying the pay-per-view? What, ticket sales are terrible? Like, what's going on? That's what you have to do with people like that. Otherwise, they're going to continue to do the same thing. And Canelo said already out of his own mouth, I do what I want to do. And he already had a bunch of his sheep run around talking about Canelo's at a point right now, he can fight whoever he wants. Bullshit. And anybody that accepts that, you're not a boxing fan. You're a sheep. You're nothing but a casual. And you basically, you're just a person that will accept whatever someone, gives to you because you simply have no real integrity. And basically, the Canelo fans that's okay with this is because the farther he stays away from Benavides, the safer he is. And that's all this shit is fear. There's no logical explanation that anybody can give that all of a sudden to fight David Benavides, he needs 200 million. Well, it's obvious he knows this is the fight of his life at this point. He doesn't see himself, walking through no damn Benavides. I need 200 million. Why you don't need 200 million now? Why? So are you admitting indirectly that Benavides is better than Munguia? Are you saying that? Or are you trying to make us believe that Munguia is better by the better fighter by you taking him? Doesn't matter. We already know the truth, y'all. Canelo is a ducker. He's scared of Benavides. He don't want to fight him. He's running out of excuses. And he's another guy that the sooner he leaves the sport, the better 168 will be. Because regardless to what he's accomplished, he's just been holding on to these belts. He got losses, but he's still fucking undisputed. All of this shit that's going on is a disgrace to himself and to boxing. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.